Welcome back into the Sports Source. This segment of our program brought to you by Chariots of Hire. Every year or two, I try to get up to Boston for a Patriots game. When I do, I have learned to pay a driver. Get a sedan, get an SUV. Me and my buddies go down there. The driver does all the work. He fights the traffic. We just enjoy ourselves. Folks, you can do that right here. Chariots of Hire has been doing it decade after decade after decade. They've got a fleet of sedans and SUVs and top quality drivers. Whether it's weddings, ball games, parties, date nights, special events, Chariots of Hire. Call them or go to their website and check out their rates and all of the fleet of cars. Chariots of Hire. They're fantastic. Check them out. All right, quick slant questions for each one of you, about 30 seconds per. Bob Hodge, I start with you. Defensive coordinator Bob Shoop pulled out all the stops yesterday. He was blitzing all day in every way from every place. Should he have been that aggressive earlier in the season?
Yes. Why were you, if you're going to do what you did against South Carolina yesterday, or excuse me, Alabama, why did you not do that against South Carolina? I can understand why you didn't do it against the UMass or an Indiana State. You're holding back on it. Plus, those plays have a tendency to give up a big play that could burn you in those games. Why did you not do that sort of thing earlier if you had it in your playbook? I don't understand it.
He's been wanting to break out the magic show. He broke it out yesterday. All right. Will, Rashawn Golden has turned into the Vols' best player on defense and maybe best player on the whole team. Your thoughts on Golden?
Oh, yeah. You see him make plays. You see what he's able to do. You continuously see his name called. He's covering out there. He's coming up and making runs on the tackle. I mean, he's an all-around complete player, and you don't see that in a lot of areas. You know, we've talked about it. This team has a lot of guys that for 2 plays they play really well, and then for another 2 plays they don't look like they should be out in the field. This guy is consistently on the field, out there making plays and playing at a high level. So right now, yeah, I definitely think he's the best player on the team.
He got carried away yesterday during the game, threw the double birds at the I almost did that. Threw the double birds. You did this, you! He threw the double birds. I would have had to apologize. He came out after the game, though, and immediately said, I want to apologize to the University of Alabama. I want to apologize to the University of Tennessee. That is not how my parents raised me. I thought it was a quality apology, and I know there were people yesterday saying, well, I liked it. Well, here's the dumb thing about that. It cost you 15 yards. If you like losing 15 yards, you're kind of a moron. Okay, Jimmy Hines. Or let me go to Josh, actually. Let me go to Josh next. Jerry Garantano said following the game last night, let's go to the quote. Do we have it here? We've got 35 days left, and we're going to give our all for Tennessee, 100%. They're going to be a magical 35 days in this program. Josh, good to hear, or would silence be golden right now?
So does that mean Tennessee's offense will magically reappear? Because it disappeared over the last month. If he said this before the Alabama game, I think it would be a big problem because they can take that kind of material and use it against you. Ahead of Kentucky, I don't think it's that big of a deal. You'd probably rather not say that. Even Garantano said earlier this week sometimes his confidence gets a little bit too over the top, but that's his game. That's Jerry Garantano. I think that's one of the reasons overall why you like him.
Okay. Jimmy Hines. Butch Jones had Tennessee in the top 4 in the SEC his first 3 years here in terms of fewest penalties. Mm-hmm. They were very disciplined. Last year that changed. They had more penalties. And then yesterday you had Jonathan Kongbo. For the people who've seen the movie MacGruber, and I know one out there, he was going for the turkey throat rip twice. He had those. It came back. Biggest play of the game early on was the touchdown that you gave Alabama basically because you had that penalty. There was another penalty that cost you on an Alabama touchdown drive, and then you had a penalty, Trey Smith, when you're down at the one trying to score your touchdown. Your thoughts on Tennessee and the Flags this year?
Well, it's clear evidence that their lack of discipline to me. And with one of those, the second Kongbo penalty would have been 3rd and 10 for Alabama. So you might have been able to stop that drive. It could have been 7-0 at halftime if not for 2 Kongbo penalties. You also had the Florida situation where there was an illegal procedure on the 1-yard line. This team has not been very disciplined. It is shown in their penalties. It is shown in their lack of execution on offense as well.
Okay, very good. The Vols travel to Lexington next. We'll be giving you the update on the Chuck versus Pearl standings. Chuck's been chomping at the bit to do that. But also, we'll give you our prediction. Can Tennessee win at Lexington? Heck, can Tennessee score at Lexington? We'll discuss. Come on back on the Sports Source.